Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Snow. And welcome. Well, there you go. Did we forgot to have those little lights that cue up, applause and stuff? It was only about 15 years ago, just about the time, shortly after I got here actually, that there was a note that appeared in the shofar, Go Blue, that a young lady named Jessica Buckholtz had just joined the STS community as religious school director. Go Blue. And tonight, a decade and a half later, we're gathering to wish Jessica well on her next great journey. On a personal note, it was Jessica who thought it was a really good idea to have the then much younger cantor teach a class at the religious school. If I ever had respect for teachers then, oh my God, by the time that year was over, it left an incredible impression and a whole lot of much grayer hairs on my head. Thank you, Jessica. But it also marked the beginning of what was to be a great relationship and a movement throughout our community for Jess, the growth of a family, and a camaraderie that I think you'll sense a little bit of an undercurrent, and that was, can we get a little bit of those lights back because everything just went black. And I could bring out a flash. Oh, that's beautiful, but halfway, there we go. Perfect, that is perfect. It also marked a little bit of an extra camaraderie because just Go Blue. In case you haven't been able to tell, Jessica and I share a common bond in having attended the University of Michigan. Go Blue. And amongst the speakers that are going to come tonight, there's another gentleman who shared that with us, Go Blue. And I wanted, by way of starting out tonight's musical night, take you all back to something very, very dear to me. It marked the beginning of actually my career change. It's college game day in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And about 100,000+ people are streaming their way to the football stadium, the big house we called it. And they stand in anticipation of what back in Mel Weiss's days was called the 200 Marching Men of Michigan. We were enlightened by the time I got to school, and we called it the 225-member Michigan Marching Band. Well, a young little Ronnie Snow got his start, and we're going to get our evening started like this. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the lady who for over 35 years brought music into all of our hearts and all of our lives, my teacher, our choir director, Rebecca Somberg. Rebecca, take the stage.
Jessica, I love you so much. You did all the mail, all the things, all the organization for the choir. You did everything that we needed to be done, and I will miss you so much. I have a song to sing for you, but I would like the congregation to sing with me, okay? Okay. Yes. Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. Thank you, Tina. Jessica, You did everything that we needed done for the choir. You arranged the choir folders, the choir robes, the choir director. And I needed your help all the time. I was so lucky to have been the choir director for this wonderful synagogue, but I could not have done it without Jessica. Okay.
Thank you, Rebecca, and welcome back. Starting us off, the first in a line of speakers who have had close working relationships and developed dear friendships with Jessica, I want to welcome Rob Springer and Jeannie Raffel, our president and vice president, to the stage. They want to share some words.
I feel like I should say good Shabbos. But there's no step, so we're gonna have to share.
So just to let you know, we are not the comedy team, so don't worry, we're not expected to get any laughs here, okay?
Really, because the first thing when I saw Dave in the parking lot was, he said, I hope you have a lot of zingers. So, sorry, I don't have that many. So when he said it was dark, he wasn't kidding.
Seriously.
Seriously, one of the lights above us, that would be great, thank you. I just wanna,
Okay.
oh, hang on, I got an idea. It's not Shabbat. All right. First, I want to thank our planning committee here, which was Marcia Weingarten, Lisa Tutson, Sherry Schreiber, and Leslie Nelson. They put everything that yeah, big round of applause. Come on, everybody. The list continues. Helping put the dessert reception together tonight was Sue Gurney, Ori Top, Wendy Miller, Gail Kogan, and Emily Dusadow. Again. You do this one, our musical program.
Our musical program was put together by Murray Weiss, Joyce Akratoff, Barbara Rubin, Jeff Golchin, who did all of our sound for us tonight and lights, and he's been here for many hours getting this beautiful dark room prepared so we can't see what we're reading. And thank you to Tina Weiss, who's doing our wonderful piano accompaniment tonight.
We'd also like to thank all of the people who will sing later tonight, which includes Ellen Cervantes, Cantor Joel Smith, Linda Wolf, Cheryl Pessa, Ken Elfon, Joan Cohen, Barry Cohen, and of course, all of the staff, Emily, Sarah, and Porf, and of course, Mr. Ron Snow as well, who's emceeing for us over there. Anyone who's had any meeting with Jessica knows that it probably includes the sentence or the saying, one final thought, and then you sit there for 30 minutes. So, in that vein, we wanted to talk about what we're going to remember as the 6 pillars of Jessica Green. So, number 1, she always did her best to please everyone, something that is just not a simple task with over 550 members and 2,000 individuals. But she did everything she could to always please everybody, something that's not easy.
The second pillar is the one called being an excellent historian. She kept excellent records of every meeting and every conversation. If any of you are curious as to what you said at the Finance Committee meeting 10 years ago, just call her. She has the quotes down.
This was one that always really amazed me. She was outstanding at anticipating what needed to be done ahead of time. Like Steve Jobs knew, sort of like she kind of knew what we needed before we needed it.
She knew something important about every member of the synagogue. And if she didn't know something about you and she didn't know something special, she would go out of her way to find out and connect with you.
Here's one that I'm sure everyone else has experienced as well. Jessica, you move really fast. You probably don't know this, but many times when we were walking together, I found myself almost having to jog to catch up.
In Jessica's day, there's no beginning and no end. She'd be here early in the morning and late at night, and frequently, if I would text her about something at 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd usually get a response.
So we want to say thank you, Jessica, for your devotion and for the hard work that you've given to Shomrei Torah for the past 15 years. And wherever you go, whatever you do, you will always be part of our family and our Kehila Kadosha. Toda rabah. You got your own. There you go.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Jeannie. You know, being an executive director requires a lot of talents. But the one thing I didn't realize was apparently it brings out the poet, or in this case, in our next speaker, the poetess in a person. I want to invite to the stage Judy Groner, Executive Director par excellence, to share some words of poetry.
I brought my own phone just in case it's dark. Jessica, you and I share a unique experience, having served in that same office. And no one else in this room probably knows better than me what a difficult task it can be on a day-to-day basis, but also what a rewarding career it has been for both you and I. And we have shared many a committee, and I've enjoyed working with you. And I put a few jingles down. I'm not going to sing it, I'm going to say it. But I just want to share these words with you. Jessica, it was way back 15 years ago to STS you came. Back then you were known as Jessica Buchholz by name. Then a wonderful guy named Dave Green came into your life as we watched you two become husband and wife. As an educator and administrator to our school, you first began, then took on the role of executive director with Rabbi Cameras as your fan. Life really became full when you became a mom to Ollie, brightening up your life with love and laughter and keeping you jolly. You have parents and family that all live quite far away. You enjoy your time with them when you get a vacation day. Not often. On your time off, it's a root for the Michigan teams. Go Blue. Got that in here too. Watching Ollie play sports or off to a gymnastic meet you go. You have tackled many changes with school tenants and staff and have served the greater Jewish community on our behalf. Through several major illnesses and surgeries along the way, you kept steadfast at your job, keeping up with every day. Many years ago, I passed the torch along to others who followed me. As executive directors, we know what a taxing job it can sometimes be. As each year passed by, whether by day or by night, you kept track of the day-to-day happenings here on our STS site. You have been a hard worker and dedicated to your role. As we say, you are a gute neshama with heart and soul. We wish you the best in wherever your next new endeavor will be. We know you will always remain a unique part of our STS history. Thank you for the years we have shared with you at the lead. Enjoy what lies ahead. Be well, be happy. We will miss you indeed.
One of the qualities of an executive director is, as you've already begun to get wind of, is getting along with people. And if the membership doesn't change enough, certainly the administration on the membership side does. So I want to invite up to represent the past presidents of our congregation, Michael Tutson.
Good evening. So I'm sitting down in the past week to put my thoughts together about what to say to Jessica, who is right there. This past week, I didn't need to look any further than the front wall in my office. About 2 years ago, I was fortunate enough to obtain a piece of artwork by Mordechai Rosenstein, which features a set of scales and 3 most well-known rhetorical questions asked by Rabbi Hillel. If I am not for myself, who is for me? If I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? And when that artwork with the scales and Hillel's questions, it gave me pause when thinking about the words I wanted to speak this evening. For what better aphorism best typifies the service to our community that Jessica Green has given us the past 15 years? Imein ani li mi li. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? Commentators have noted that Hillel's first question distinguishes between the 2 selves, ani or I, and li or me, myself. Ani or I, it is written, is the deepest self, the part of us that is created B'Tselem Elohim, in God's image. The soul or neshama, it is said, is first breathed into us, life is first breathed into us by God. And is this neshama in each one of us that is and has the capability of being godlike. The me, however, is that part of us that we develop during our life. That's that part of us that is capable of being there for each other. The past 15 years have shown us that Jessica Green has developed her Lee, her myself, in Hillel's parlance, as being Shomrei Torah Synagogue. For during the past 15 years, Jessica has routinely and unfailingly given 100% of her being to us. We, Shomrei Torah Synagogue, have been the benefactor of Jessica, developing her ani, her innermost being, her neshama, for our benefit. And we are that much more better for it, for no one can say that over the past 15 years, Jessica has not given her heart, sweat, blood, and tears, and health sometimes, for the benefit of our community, Shomrei Torah Synagogue. Now, I'm not sure you remember, I'm sure the old-timers do, but Jessica Green, actually Jessica Buchholz at the time, came to Shomrei Torah Synagogue some 15 years ago as our religious school director. Jessica, before assuming the responsibilities of executive director, was first a highly trained and gifted educator, following on the heels of a much beloved but part-time religious school director. Jessica assumed the helm of our religious school and successfully developed a completely new religious school program, structure, and outreach plan designed to both grow and strengthen our religious school. About Education lists on its website that the essential qualities of a good teacher are to be adaptable, caring, compassionate, cooperative, creative, dedicated, determined, empathetic, engaging, evolving, fearless, forgiving, generous, having grit, inspirational, joyful, kind, organized, passionate, patient, resilient, resourceful, trustworthy, and vulnerable. We saw all of these qualities in Jessica, and she proved to us that she had even more. However, being a top educator in Jewish education was not enough for Jessica. During her time as our religious school director, Jessica earned a master's degree in nonprofit management from the University of Judaism. We saw the handwriting on the wall that Jessica would soon look to expand her professional outlook, her professional career. When STS executive director position became vacant, we approached Jessica to assume the role at our synagogue. And some 10 years ago, Jessica became our executive director. Jessica's Lee, her myself, grew again, this time to include our synagogue as an inseparable part of her being. And now the real challenge began. In addition to her past constituency of elementary school and middle school students and their parents, Jessica added several hundred congregational units, spreading the spectrum from infancy to death. Add to that non-member community members, such as vendors, peers, contractors, tenants, employees, fellow professionals, and clergy. Finally, if that wasn't enough, and I'm sure I've left some cohort out, Jessica added as both a constituent and to be served as a body to whom she reported, that entity which every executive director learns to both love and loathe, the Synagogue Board of Directors. As executive director, Jessica's responsibilities grew to be central administrator to Shomrei Torah Synagogue, to implement policy decisions of the board of directors, to provide for the day-to-day management of STS fiscal, security, financial, and administrative affairs, and to maintain physical environment within which the congregation worships, education, cultural, and social activities are carried out. She was charged with oversight of the building and grounds, property and equipment, and calendaring and scheduling of our facilities. Add to that the expectation that Jessica provides support for and attend all major religious services and holiday celebrations, supervise administrative aspects of high holiday services and Chagim, hire, supervise, establish personal procedures and standards for our administrative staff, and attend staff meetings, maintain all synagogue records accurately and securely, attend all meetings of the board of directors, executive committee, finance committee, development committee, house and grounds committee, be responsible for public relations, community relations, interface with current membership, and respond to inquiries from prospective members, and be responsible for overall budgeting, including supervision of financial affairs, including billing, expense tracking, fundraising, and purchasing. All in a day's work. Over the course of Jessica's tenure as executive director, she oversaw extraordinary construction projects, including what allowed us to add the addition of 8,500 square feet of classroom and administrative office space to our campus, to allow first new community Jewish high school and now Ivy Academia to become major tenants and a significant part of STS fiscal future. Finally, the life of the executive director allows a synagogue professional to bear the burden of blame for all that goes wrong and credit the board of directors for all that goes right. With all of that on her shoulders, by always considering Shomrei Torah Synagogue's interests above her own, Jessica indeed made Shomrei Torah Synagogue her Li, her myself. And conversely, over the past 15 years, when Shomrei Torah asked, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? The answer was clear. It was Jessica. Jessica answers Hillel's second question, if I'm only for myself, what am I? Simply with her dedication to her entire community, which of course includes her love and devotion to her family. Husband Dave, son Ollie, her parents, her sisters and brothers-in-law, and their children as well. And by the way, we welcome Jessica's parents and one of her sisters with us tonight. Jessica's answer need only be to Hillel's second question, to describe herself as a daughter, wife, mother, sister, sister-in-law, and aunt, to be complete. For she brings with her that same dedication, care, and compassion that we at Shomrei Torah Synagogue have been fortunate to experience day in and day out for the past 15 years. Finally, Jessica teaches us how to answer Hillel's third question, if not now, when? Now, most people hear this question and take it to mean, stop procrastinating, do it now. But Jessica has taught us that the true meaning is not that you need to rush to complete all tasks. Rather, it is better to plan and complete tasks the right way. Jessica, if anything, is task-oriented. She is meticulous at organization and planning, and in fact, the cruelest joke that one could play on Jessica would be to hide her colored Sharpies and her highlighters. Jessica teaches us that when answering Hillel's when is only to plan the task, schedule it, and complete it. For over the past 15 years, Jessica has made STS more than her work. Shomrei has been, and Jessica has promised that STS will remain the Green family's spiritual home. Jessica and Dave's wedding was held on this bima. The simcha of Ollie's Brit Milah was held in our social hall. Ollie attended preschool at STS and attends religious school. And God willing, STS will be where Ollie is called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah and where he will stand one day under the chuppah with his besheret. I, for one, look forward to sitting in our sanctuary in the near future with Jessica when she will hold in her hands not a clipboard and a walkie-talkie, but only a siddur. And Jessica, if I can give you one piece of advice, as soon as you can, give back the keys to the thermostats. It will only be then that you will learn what true peace and spirituality is in this building. As I conclude, this is the point where I am to wish our departed employee farewell and best of luck in all her future endeavors. I am supposed to do that with a smile and a pat on her back, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to wish Jessica good luck. I know that she will not need luck to be successful in her future professional endeavors. Jessica will do just fine. Instead, I'm going to be selfish and share that I am sad, knowing that Jessica will not be here as our executive director after next week. My personal solace is knowing that Jessica, Dave, and Ollie will remain with us as fellow congregants and members of our Kihila. Thank you, Jessica, for giving to us so much of you all of these years. And Jessica, remember, soon there will be someone else with a walkie-talkie and a set of keys to which you can complain when it's cold in the sanctuary.
One of the nice things about coming to services on a regular basis is, especially from where I stand, I was going to say from where I sit, is you can look out over the congregation and you can always be sure that there are certain folks in certain places all the time. One of those certain folks is making his way up here now, and I know I can always look right over there, and there's Mel. And now I can look over here and know that here's Mel Weiss, who shares, on a real personal basis, it was a particular joy about 2 seasons ago to watch 3 generations of Michigan fans and one pretty hapless Syracuse fan watch basketball finals going on, and it must have worked because Michigan won, right?
Yeah.
And
Change.
for a change, and maize and blue prevailed, orange and blue did not, and it was particularly something to cherish. Ladies and gentlemen, Mel Weiss.
Thank you very much, Ron. You know, I tell everybody that my son has an MD after his name, and I have an SM after mine. Stands for slow motion. I'm really here with deep emotions. And the first one, of course, is sadness that Jessica's leaving. The other one is the thankfulness that I had the fortune of working with her on 2 different levels. My first encounter with Jessica wasn't very friendly. In fact, it ended by being told if I didn't like it, stay home. After I hung up the phone, I said, gee, that went real well. And then I found out that she was a graduate of the University of Michigan, my alma mater. And I said to myself, she can't all be like that. And I found out that she was interested in college football and college basketball. And then a catastrophe occurred. I lost the love of my life after 64 years and decided I was going to go to the Daily Minion from then on. And I would come on some Sundays, and as I'm leaving, I see the office lights on in Jessica's office. So I went in there and I said, what are you doing here? Do you know what day it is? She said, yeah, it's Sunday. I said, you're supposed to be spending your time with your family, not here. She said, oh, I'm only going to be for a few hours. I told her I like to remind her that there's a job and that you should swing with when people are after you, and the road with the punches, and don't let them knock you out. And I guess she didn't pay much attention to me because she kept on coming on Sundays. And then during the week, I would appear for the 8 o'clock Minion. And who's there at 8 o'clock? Jessica. I asked her, she couldn't sleep today. So she was, every time I looked around, she was in the office. And then one day, the executive committee of the Minionaires met, the 2 of us, and we decided we wanted to be on the same level as the Sisterhood of the Men's Club, and we wanted to have a Shabbos for ourselves. Well, Jeff Dryden, all of you know him, he took responsibility for the whole thing. He didn't ask for any help. When it came to the next year, I said, we're going to do it again. He said, oh, no, we're not. So I said to him, well, if I take over the responsibility and you don't have to do anything, can we do it again? And he said, yes. The first thing I did was look for a co-sponsor, a co-chairman, and of course I found Barbara Krasenfeld. And that's when I began to have more of a personal relationship with Jessica. I was there for not only the time, or the dates we were going to have, but we wanted to enhance the kiddish luncheon. First it was the sisterhood, then they decided they weren't going to serve hot food anymore, so then it was with Majestic Catering. And I was there constantly, and she was such a great help to all of us. And then many times on Monday, during Minion, we got to 9 people, but we didn't have 10. So Jeff went looking for Jessica, and she became the 10th person. In fact, this happened last week. And then would come Jessica with her coffee and her work and stay until we got a 10th person. And then later on, we decided that we're going to do something with in a tribute to my wife. So we decided we're going to build a meditation garden. And the rabbi was one of the helpers in this. And then one day he calls me up and says, you know, Mel, I've decided with my friend that since this is your project, you should take it over. I said, are you kidding? He says, no, you can talk to the architect and the contractor and so on. Well, a meeting finally took place between Rabbi J. Shadir, the architect, the then president of Shul, Steve Belafonte, and Jessica and me, and all the details were worked out. And as Michael just said, Jessica was taking notes. She has an affinity for writing. She would take notes and then she would pass little ones around to you to make you aware of what was going on. So the building of the garden was left in my hands, and I turned it over to Jessica. And almost on a daily basis, I was in the office there. Why didn't this guy show up? Where's the contractor? Where is the architect? How come we didn't get the sales yet? Why are we having problems with the county of Los Angeles with permits and so on? This one went on for 2 years, if you can believe that, and it finally came to fruition. So you see, that was one of my relationships with Jessica on her job or position as executive director. The other was that she was a graduate of the University of Michigan, and on Shabbos, the football games were played on Shabbos, of course, and I was in shul. And when Jessica would be here, she'd come up to me and say, you want to know what the score is? And then when it came to Yom Kippur, and we're on Shabbos, and Michigan was playing, the same thing occurred. So I didn't have to worry about watching the game and tape. I knew what the score was. I had my own personal reporter. And then a new character appeared. It wasn't a character, a new rabbi appeared, Rabbi Sherman. And he was very interested in college football and college basketball, but he represented Syracuse. And a few years ago, Syracuse and Michigan were playing in the NCAA March Madness, and Jessica invited us over to her house to watch the game. She fed us, and we had a nice time. And now we had 3 people involved in football scores and basketball scores. So you see, my relationship with Jessica was not only on a professional level, but another level. And I spent many times I was in there telling her, well, we should do this, we should do that. And she would tell me, well, I'll talk to the rabbi. And so, Jessica, I want you to know, although she promised me that some Saturdays she's going to come and tap my shoulder, so she'll let me know she's there. I want you to know, Jessica, in Israel, they never say goodbye. They say, till we meet again. And in the meantime, Hashem should grant you and your family many, many years of health and happiness and fulfillment in whatever endeavor you have. And all I can say is, shalom, friend.
They say don't follow children or animals in Hollywood, and now you can understand what it takes. It's better not to try and follow Mel Weiss. The only man who can, of course, is someone I've come to call friend, colleague, and teacher, our Rabbi, Richard Campus.
Note cards and notebooks, colored pens, files, and Post-its, pencils and highlighters, labels, and folders. While it sounds like Julie Andrews, we know that is Jessica Green. It is easy to know Jessica Green. She has been part of our lives for the better part of 15 years. We tease her about her extraordinary organizational skills and laugh with her because of her odd eating quirks. But we all know that we are richer because she has been with us. We have, all of us, everyone in this community, been touched by her in some way. We have all benefited from her presence at STS and in our lives. I want to acknowledge that Jessica's parents, as Michael said, are here, Joan and Harvey, and her sister Sarah. And we are delighted to welcome you to our community's farewell and so appreciate the fact that you have allowed us to have her so far away, and hopefully we have taken good care of her in the way that I know that you would want, living in New Jersey. And I also want to welcome this evening Rabbis Era Sherman and Nicole Guzik, who are also part of our extended community. Now, Jessica is well known to us, and yet at the same time we know so little about Jessica, and she has chosen it that way. Work hard, be present, but hold close to the heart what she is really about. So tonight I want to share with you what we know about Jessica, and I want to share with you what you don't know. Now, don't worry, Jessica. There's nothing here that you will be unhappy about what I say. While we don't usually think of Jessica as a religious leader of this congregation, I would argue that indeed she is. Some weeks ago, we read about the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the wilderness. Moshe was given the vision to build the Mishkan, but he was not charged with the actual construction. That was given over to Bezalel, who the Torah describes as a man with Ruach Elohim, the Spirit of God, possessing Chokhmah, Tnuvah, and Da'at, skill, ability, and knowledge in all his work. Moshe brought the vision of God into the community. Bezalel, through his gifts, brought that vision to life. He was Moshe's right-hand man, his project manager, his executive director. Now, don't think for a moment that I see myself as Moshe. I am only stating that Jessica is our Bezalel. Her job no less holy than was Bezalel's to Moshe. To push the analogy a bit more, the name Bezalel means in the shadow of the Lord. Why? The Mishkan's purpose was to allow the presence or shadow of God into this world. Bezalel understood that the Mishkan was a means to bring Torah and God's presence to the people. He created the space for such encounter by organizing, arranging, and assembling, by managing the funds and directing the volunteers. He brought the vision to bear for the first Kihila Kedoshah. And why, of all people, was he chosen for this momentous and monumental task. Because according to Rashi, he displayed more self-sacrifice than all other individuals. Jessica, with Ruach Elohim, has done just that. While others have played a much more public role in the going on at Shomrei Torah, Jessica has worked in the shadows, making sure that all things at all times ran smoothly. The end of Bezalel's job description gives us a clue as to how this artist and builder achieves the status of living in the shadow of God. The Torah tells us that Bezalel is responsible for not only directing the construction, but also teaching the crew. In the words of Robert Maynard Hutchins, the former head of Encyclopedia Britannica, the object of education is to prepare the young to educate themselves throughout their lives. Bezalel is called upon to serve as a teacher so that the Israelites can learn as much about the artisan's craftsmanship as the leader's responsibility to his community. By inspiring his or her constituents to live up to their own names by reaching their own potential, Bezalel earns the designation of working in the shadow of God. Amongst many things that Jessica is leaving to us is that legacy. She has been a teacher to many of us, staff and lay leaders alike. She began her career as said as our educational director for 5 years, and her mission and purpose has never changed. Though her job description did, though her means to achieve it did, at her core, Jessica has always been a teacher. By her actions, she has taught us to live with patience, humility, and equanimity. She has taught us to appreciate even the smallest details, to stay on task, to focus on the future, but to remain in the present. She has taught us how to live under extreme pain and discomfort with dignity and grace, composure and serenity. I cannot think of better gifts. There are other things that Jessica has provided to us. Many we know and many we have taken for granted, not realizing that so much of what we have come to love about Shomrei Torah is because of Jessica. So let me reiterate for all who have gathered what it has meant to us. We know that Jessica is very, very organized. Much of our successes, my successes, are in large part due to these gifts: her diligence and determination, her focus and ability to multitask and stay on task and keep the rest of us on task. Jessica has this uncanny ability to remember even the smallest details, and me with my ADD went to her so many times to make sure that I knew what I was doing. Jessica, I think, might be because she stays awake at night remembering all those details. As we heard earlier, how many of you received her 3 a.m., 4 a.m., or 5 a.m. emails reminding you of something important. I can still remember when I had the pleasure and privilege of officiating at her and Dave's wedding. She came to every meeting with her wedding notebook, all pieces of paper, color coordinated, filled under various headings: guest list, band, caterer, ufruf, day of the wedding, primping, ceremony, yichud. Not sure what the notes were for under that category, but it's none of my business. Many of us have sat in meetings with her and seen her furiously taking minutes of everything that has been said, and then have received follow-up emails alerting us to what tasks lie ahead and when they need to be finished. Often Jessica's emails are filled with certain lines bolded or underlined, with multicolored fonts to catch our eyes to ensure that we appreciate the important information. If you have been in her office, you know that Jessica has a file or notebook on everything with her copious notes on every task that she has been responsible for. She makes it possible for a person to step in and be ready for any task, following her steps on the when, how, what, and why of each program, event, holiday celebration, financial transaction, budget calendaring, etc. Beyond her organizational skills, we know that Jessica cares deeply about this place. We know that because, as it's said, when you drive by the synagogue on Valley Circle and look at the parking lot day or night, Monday through Friday, and often on Saturday and Sunday, Jessica's brown Honda CR-V is parked in her spot. From 8 a.m. until late into the night, Jessica's here. But here's what you don't know, because you are not driving down Valley Circle in the middle of the night. You don't know the times that Jessica has been roused from sleep because the alarm has gone off or something else has gone wrong that was required her attention. You don't know that just a few months ago, in the middle of the night, we had a fire in the custodial office. Jessica was here at 2 a.m. with the fire department making sure that everything was okay. You don't know that it was the very night or morning, for that matter, when Jessica needed to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. because she was going to be having surgery. You don't know that when Jessica is away or out on sick leave, she is still checking in. You don't know that even when she is not here, Jessica is here on her phone, answering questions, responding to emails, checking in with people to make sure all will go smoothly. But her presence alone does not demonstrate her caring. Jessica loves Shomrei Torah, not just because of the work, and she has relished each day that she has been here, but because of you. This community, each and every one of you. Although you can be tough on her, Jessica never takes anything personally. She is incredibly forgiving and doesn't hold grudges. Jessica understands the special relationship that you have to the synagogue, that it is your home, your spiritual center, and she has always tried her best to make you feel that you are at home when you are here. Jessica remembers your story, notices when you've changed your hair, asks you about a child in college. She sees each person as a unique and special gift of STS, honoring the image of God in other people and turning this community into a home for the divine presence. All the staff, each one of us, Adrian, Cheryl, Rabbi Bubis, Sarah, Charlene, Emily, Nancy, Joanne, will miss her deeply. It is a tribute to her that Rabbi Sherman joins us, as I said, speaking volumes of the type of colleagues that Jessica has been. We all do our jobs more proficiently, more efficiently, more energetically, more resourcefully, because Jessica has been our executive director. Because she makes us look good, she keeps us on task, she relishes in our successes, never needing or expecting kudos, thanks, or recognition. I have said many times to Jessica that my job is so much easier than hers. I get much of the credit, and she does much of the work and takes much of the heat. The complaints and kvetches, the concerns and requests, and she is always solicitous, loyal, and sympathetic. With nary a harsh word from her mouth and unlimited patience and thoughtfulness, Jessica has listened openly and graciously. She has managed to guide not with bravado or bluster, but with calmness and composure. Jessica has no artifice. There is nothing about Jessica that is phony. She is selfless and sometimes self-effacing, with great humility, with a desire to let others shine, with her sole care being to bring out the best in Shomrei and its people. Jessica has served this congregation with grace and love. On a personal note, Jessica has been a loyal friend and a trusting partner. For a rabbi, there is no better than Jessica Green. I am indeed a better rabbi because of Jessica. We grew here together, and I am forever blessed. Thank you. As to thanks, we owe a tremendous amount to her husband Dave and her son Ollie. They have sacrificed because of Jessica's inspiring dedication to Shomrei Torah, and to them we are eternally grateful. Thank you, Dave, for sharing Jessica and supporting her extraordinary dedication to our community. I want to conclude with a poem from the Reform Movement's Siddur, Mishkan Tefillah. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or strained feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Because of Jessica, we have always striven to achieve this vision. Through her daily actions, attentive and open to those who have needed to unburden their hearts and souls, offering an embrace to those who are seeking friendship, kindness, and decency, Jessica has made you feel welcome, needed, and wanted. Jessica is leaving us as executive director. She is not leaving us as a member of this community. Be patient with us. Things will definitely fall through the cracks. We cannot comprehend the amount of things that Jessica has taken care of for us. So I ask all of you, be patient. And when you see her in shul, as Michael said earlier, greet her as you would any congregant. Not with the complaint about the kiddush luncheon because we didn't have fresh bagels, or the heat was too high or too low, or the parking lot had trash, or your tickets didn't arrive, or any of the numerous other complaints. But give her a hug and a hello, and tell her how nice it is to see her on this side of the aisle as just another congregant feeling great about being in our home, away from home. Jessica, we invite you forward, and Rob to present gifts on behalf of the congregation, gifts that cannot in any way express the deep gratitude and love that we have for you, but a little token of our appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Green.
Feeling great.
So wait,
There are lots of people here.
where's Ori? Right there. Wait, this.
Let me just put this down.
And in typical Jessica fashion, the first thing she says to me is, "How are you feeling?"
Well, he's been sick. Wow. Would it be okay? Can I get the lights up? I can't see anyone. So thank you, everyone. Are the lights coming up or no? Now I really can't see anything. There we go. Okay, thank you. Wow. I'm shaking because I'm nervous and emotional and freezing. I can't feel my fingers. So, quick show of hands, who in this room has ever seen me cry? It's probably no one. Dave. So that's going to change tonight. It's something for you to look forward to. First and foremost, I want to thank the committee for planning tonight's event, because this is truly special for me and for everybody. Lisa Tutson, Marsha Weingarten, Sherry Schreiber, Leslie Nelson, and all the volunteers who helped with the dessert. And I read this out loud a few times today, and I thought I would completely pare it down because it was a little bit too long. So I want to tell you that this is going to feature a lot of thank yous. But there are so many people in this community who I love and adore and have known for years. So I am going to forget people, so please just be sensitive to that. I am not here to hurt anyone's feelings. There's just way too many of you who have meant something to me. So I want to mostly overall just say that I want to thank this community for this and for granting me the gift of serving and being in this community for 15 years. I've been doing a lot of reflecting over the last 2.5 months, and I've had so many experiences that I will carry with me, some big and a lot of them small.
But it's been really special knowing that I've been part of something collaborative, and that we just have such an amazing community. So I really, more than anything, I want to thank all of you. You've shared so much of major milestones in my life. From, as you've mentioned, I've been here 15 years. It's longer than I've been a wife. It's longer than I've been a mom. So thank you. I just want to really give all of you a round of applause. So go ahead. So I had this broken down into groups, but it was taking too long. So I want to thank a number of individuals who fall into one of these categories. Either the past presidents, each of whom I have truly learned a lot from and have enjoyed working with, or people who have helped me either do my job better or help me enjoy this job more, or for whom I have a deep respect for their dedication to Shomrei. And for a few of these names, it's all of the above. Nancy Wold, Barry Wolf, Ellen Cervantes, Karen Selsberg. This is a little bit like a walk through memory lane for some of us. As I said, Karen Selsberg, Scott Wessel, Jordana Flores, Talia Ben-Shoham, Barbara Rubin, and Marilyn Conrad, two very special individuals. I don't know if you're here. Michael Neville, Stuart Marks, Shani Hension, Jeff Goldgen. Jeff, I just want to tell you, I will always be your #1 fan. And I know there's a lot of competition in this room, but I'm it. Jeff Druyan, Mel Weiss, of course, my dear friend, Jeannie Raffel, Judy Groner, and a special shout out to Rabbi Sherman. Yes, thank you, Erez, for being here. And Erez, I just had to say, I don't know where you are, but you are the type of person who literally, when I see you, it puts a smile on my face. So thank you for being here, and I know we all are gonna bask in your rock star glow. Some special individual thanks to Leah Kaluva, who, Leah, if you're here, wave to me or something. So Leah has been a dear, dear friend, always supportive, both inside this building, outside of this building, has done things for me as a friend, having nothing to do with Shomrei Torah. So you know I love you. Thank you. Marcia Weingarten, give a wave, Marcia. Where are you? I don't even know. Back there. I want to thank Marcia for something very specific, which is really keeping it real, and giving me honest, constructive criticism, while at the same time being kind. And in a place like a synagogue, it's so easy to, look, I've made mistakes. We as a professional staff, we all make mistakes. And it's so much easier to just talk about it with your friends, at the Kiddush lunch or over Mahjong. But it's so much more productive and helpful for us if you just tell us directly. And Marcia, you did that. You were always very honest and smart. So thank you. To Porf and Jeremy, who I have no idea if they're here, but as you know, Porf is our facility manager and Jeremy is his right-hand guy. These are two guys who just make me look good. Really. To Michael Tutson, my friend. For years, Michael, you were the first person I talked to every day, for years. I just want to thank you for your friendship and just for constantly showing me what it means to live with integrity. To Steve Bellenfant, another past president. So Steve has become like extended family. There are days when I hate him and he hates me. And days when we have a lot of love for each other. But I had to say to Steve and to Pamela, thank you for being so good to me, but not just me, to my entire family. And I think we really do view you as extended family, so thank you. And finally, to Rob Springer. So Rob has been president for about 10 months, but we've been working together for many years now. And I can honestly say that Rob has really helped me grow over the last years as an executive director and has taught me a lot. Not to mention has really improved my Excel skills. But Rob, it's true, and I know you know it's true, so thank you for that. So, to the current staff, Jonathan, Adrian, Emily, Sarah, Charlene, Richard, Cheryl, Nancy, and Pamela Rooks as an extension. There are some days we love each other, others that we like each other, others that we really can't stand each other. But when push comes to shove, we are our own dysfunctional family, and it's been a great joy being a part of that family. I will miss our staff meetings. And I will always laugh when I think about the lakas and the staff boot camp when we were actually in bathing suits together, which was a great joy. And I will always remember the day a few months ago, just like 5 months ago, where the staff meeting, and it was revealed and discovered that Richard did not know who Justin Timberlake was. And we were like, what? But it's true. But I will truly, I will miss all of you and all of it. Adrian, so we've worked together for 10 years. And in terms of our talents and skills, we are, and just our general beings, we are so different. Just a case in point, there was one day, a few weeks ago, I said to my staff, I said, I'm really nervous about this night. I'm going to be all emotional, and that's not me. Like, I don't cry. And Adrian goes, well, I've cried twice already today. So we are really not similar. But you and I have always truly respected our differences and what each of us has brought to the table. And when people talk about you, Adrian, the first thing they say is, oh, she's so creative. And you are. And it amazes me sometimes what your brain comes up with. But you're creative, just like organized. It's how we're hardwired. When I think of you, Adrian, what stands out most to me is your kindness. So thank you. To Sarah, in contrast to me and Adrian, you and I are extremely similar. God forbid we should show some emotion. But I just had to say, when I was at your wedding about 4 years ago, I met your dad, and he said to me, you're Jessica Green? He said, I've heard so much about you. My daughter has such good things to say about you and loves working with you. And even though it was just like a throwaway comment, it actually really meant something to me. So the feelings are mutual. So a quick thanks to my family, to my parents, Joan and Harvey, who is videoing this. So Joan and Harvey, the truth is Joan and Harvey have nothing to do with Shomrei Torah. They live in New Jersey. They're here twice a year. But really, I have found as an adult, and I think you'd all agree with me, that that really who we are as adults, I believe, has so much to do with the parents we have and the home in which we were raised. And I feel so lucky and grateful to be part of the family. So thanks. And they've really been there for me. There's been some reference to some health issues, but my parents are right there. So thank you. And they're just great people. Special shout out, my older sister Sarah is here. She lives in Princeton, New Jersey. She called me on Wednesday or Thursday, and she said, I just want to tell you I'm going to be there on Sunday. And I said, like, you're not really, right? And she was like, no, I am. And I was horrified and mortified. But I will say, Sarah, thank you. It's meant a lot to me, and it's been a great distraction. So to Ali, my favorite 8-year-old on the planet. So, a quick story. I promise I'm almost done. In January or so, it was a typical week. I had back-to-back meetings, and it was the second night of the back-to-backers. And Ollie had called me on the cell phone in the meeting, which I then didn't take because I was in a meeting. And then he texted me, and he wrote, "Mommy, I know you're in a meeting, but will you be home with me tomorrow night to read to me?" And I thought to myself, am I making good choices? So, Ollie, I just want to tell you I love you like crazy, and I hope I will be home for more evenings to read with you. To Dave. So, as has been mentioned, being married to a synagogue professional is tough. Let's just say the word boundaries do not exist in this world. And being married to me is not easy. I am a workaholic, I own it, I admit it. I take my job a little too seriously, so the combination of those two things is just awful. So Dave, I am aware that it's been tough. So thank you for your patience, for always accepting me for who I am, for being the primary caregiver and nurturer to Ollie, because we both know that's really you and not me, and just for being there when it hasn't always been pretty. And finally to Richard, Rabbi Cameras. I don't know where you are, Richard. So Richard, hi. So we've had a really great run. Our partnership has been remarkable in its ease, its complete trust and genuine affection for each other. How many times have we sat through difficult meetings and then debriefed it in the morning after it was obvious that neither one of us slept the entire night? And I think of all the meetings we've been in together, exec meeting, board meetings, staff meetings. How many times do you think we've shared a moment where I've given you a quick look and you knew what I was thinking and you'd look back at me and silently say to me, "I got it"? How many times have we laughed about something that happened years ago that we still think is funny? How many times have I heard you do the jive scene from the movie Airplane? And how many times have we argued about my health? A lot. So thank you for having my back and supporting me, and for more than anything, for making my day-to-day life for the last 10 plus years just a little bit better each day. So thank you again to the entire community, because this community will always hold a very, very special place in my heart. And I am not saying a big goodbye, because I hope to see many of you for times to come in the future. So thank you.
And now for a few moments of stage maintenance as we invite a few of our friends and congregants up to share their thoughts in the universal language of music.
We open in an office, a creative office, somewhere in the West Valley of Los Angeles.
Start telling the Jews she's leaving today.
That's not from a show. We're supposed to be doing Broadway shows. Come on, people, focus. Jesus.
Jesus has nothing to do with this, Murray.
Okay, come on, let's try to get some songs done. We're running out of time here.
So name a show. Think of songs. Somebody sing something.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the Jews complain.
Come hear them kvetch. Come hear them whine.
Come see balloons and let the air out. Makes you want to tear your hair out.
You guys are killing me, just killing me.
Don't cry for me, Shomre Torah.
Okay, stop.
Wait. The King and I. Getting to know you, getting to know all your tourists.
Oh, wait. What's that song I like a lot? I know a dark, secluded place, a place where no one knows your face.
What's your line, Murray?
No, you're supposed to say.
Oh.
They make you pay for a parking space.
Oh, that's my line. They call it Temple Aliyah.
Oh my God, you can't say that. Come on.
Rabbi, I think we just did.
Okay, how about something from Greece?
Shomrei Torah had me a blast.
Shomrei Torah, now in the past.
Had some tough times, that isn't news.
That's what comes from working with Jews.
Okay, you know what? Enough. This is really, you're killing me here.
Anyone you can sue, I can sue better. I can sue anyone better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's from Annie, Get Your Gun. I love that show. There's no business like show.
No, wait.
Like...
There's no business like Jew business.
Okay, Murray, sit down.
No, how about there's no business like shul business.
Shul business. I like that one. I'm going to write that one. That's good.
Can we do something nice, like maybe from The Sound of Music?
Sharpies and notepads and stale pirates' booty.
How about West Side Story?
I like to be in Shomrei Torah. Okay, by me in Shomrei Torah.
Stop. Just sit down, okay?
Okay, I have an idea
free
from
at
West Side
Shomrei
Story.
Torah.
Maria.
This is supposed to be about Jessica. Can we go back to her?
Oh, okay. Maria.
Jessica. No, it doesn't fit.
No. I was thinking, let's free her. She's been here for years. Now let's free her.
I got it. The most beautiful phrase an executive director has ever heard. Let's free her. Let's free her. Let's free her. Let's free her.
I gotta go pee.
Jessica says whatever you people are doing, you got to wrap it up. People are coming in soon.
Whatever you people are doing, you have to wrap it up. People are coming in soon.
So what are we going to do, folks?
I don't know
We're
what you're
running
gonna
out
do,
of
but I'm
time.
gonna go pee. So gotta get out.
Yeah, we'll wing it. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let's
Let's
free her. Let's free her.
Let's free her. Let's free her.
And now, a brief musical introduction to Jessica, presented by Joyce Sakertov.
Look at her, dear Jessica. To your knowledge we differ. Always on a mission like nuclear fission. You're our Jessica. Look at her, our Jessica. We did not always concur. Through 15 years, lots of meetings and tears. Still love you, Jessica. Now it's time to say goodbye. It's not like us to ever pry. But what will you do when you're not at this zoo? We'll miss you, Jessica.
Jessica has a few, shall we say, eccentricities. Here are Linda Wolf and Murray Weiss to share them musically with you.
Jim Jiminy, Jim Jiminy, Jim Jim Cheree. I never want anyone looking at me. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I never take credit for all that I do.
She also eats breakfast at 1:45. This is Jessica. Some people say that she's got a few quirks.
All I can say is for me that it works.
Without walkie-talkie, she seldom is seen.
And I highlight my emails in pink, blue, and green. Life in the office can be full of stress, obviously. Our congregants' needs are so hard to address.
She tells them whatever they want will be soon.
Then I munch on popcorn the whole afternoon.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherie.
Count my computer screens, 1, 2, 3.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Sometimes she has just no idea what to do.
So I pour myself coffee from 1 cup to 2. Now I'm not a person who leaves things to chance.
Her calendar's filled up 8 years in advance.
And now that I'm leaving, I know it's not news. But frankly, I'm weary of working with Jews.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherie. It's been 15 years, now you're finally free.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. For 15 long years I've been slaving for you. I can't wait to leave here
And do something new.
Murray Weiss and Tina on the piano with Linda Wolf. You know, Rabbi Cameras and Jessica have worked together closely for a decade and a half, and it's well known that they've developed a very strong bond and a very close relationship. A chorus of STS women will now explain. The muses of STS, with a couple of guys to help them out.
Oh, I thought it was the other song first. I'm gonna wash that shul rabbi out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that rabbi out of my hair. I'm going to get his tush right out of my chair. I'm going home to stay. For 15 years we worked to make Shomrei great. That's 5 whole years. Or before my first date with Dave, he'll have to suck it up. Go forth and be brave. I'm going home to stay. You'll have to hold him up.
Care enough, dare enough.
Have him done, try him out.
Push him out, pry him out, he'll be fine. As we all know, yay, Rabbi.
I just can't wash this temple out of my hair. Much of my life is here. It's kind of a scare, Richard, and I have been so much of a pair. He'll be okay, I pray. To the next guy that you hire, help him carry out his schemes. Waste no time, find your niche. I know it's gonna be a bitch, but the staff here is amazing. You'll help him achieve his dreams. Farewell, shalom.
She'll try to wash that rabbi out of her hair. For 15 years they've been a wonderful pair, and what they had together truly is rare. Their friendship's here to stay.
Before we get to our next one, how about a big round of applause to Tina Kaplan-Weiss on the piano? And now, a final farewell to Jessica with music. It seems fitting somehow, composed by Irving Berlin. You know, there really is no business like shul business.
There's no business like shul business. I guess that it is true. Half my life I've given to this folly. Now I've realized it's time to leave. Yes, I'll get more time with Dave and Ollie. I should be jolly, but still I grieve.
There's no people like shul people. We care, that's what we do. All the things you've done here we won't soon forget. We hope you're leaving without regret. For all you've done will be forever in your debt. So let's do a review.
The weddings, the brises, bat mitzvahs, the laughs. Sometimes it's like a night out on the town.
The mortgage, the tenants, the maintenance, the staff, the times that you are feeling really down.
Holidays when everyone is here.
And afterwards when they all disappear. There's no business like shul business. You know now that it's so.
Everything about it is inspired.
Nothing that the Torah won't allow.
After 15 years, you're finally tired.
You were not fired. So take a bow. There's no people like shul people. They lift you when you're low. We hired you when you had just come out of school. Threw you in the deep end of the pool. For 15 years you've shown us that you are a jewel. So go, Jessica, go. Yes, Jess, we love you so.
Number 4.
And number 2?
Look, this one's live. Good. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Murray Weiss, and this is my wife, Tina.
Murray, what
And
are we doing up here?
What do you mean? I'm just about to introduce...
What are we doing? I mean, what am I? I mean, look, I was there and now I'm here. And
We're
what are
going
we doing
to sing a
exactly?
farewell song to Jessica.
What song are we going to sing?
It's right there on the music stand.
Oh, but we didn't rehearse. I'm just like...
Okay,
there's all these people out here. We're going to be singing and...
Jessica,
okay.
this is for you, Jessica.
Jessica,
Tina,
really?
Tina, just follow along, okay?
Okay. Oh, I got to plug in. Wait, I got to see what I'm doing here.
Tech. Plugging in. Okay, we live? Okay, ready? Follow along. Here we go. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Happy trails to you.
Keep smiling on till then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till
Murray,
we meet.
stop.
What?
This is some dumb cowboy song you've got us doing? I bet you that she doesn't even know who Roy Rogers and Dale Evans even are, do you,
Come on.
Jessica?
You know who, yeah, see, she knows who they are. Come
But
on.
the rabbi didn't know who Justin Timberlake was. All right, come on. You got me up here for this. It
yeah.
doesn't even make any sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? We're not together, she's leaving.
Okay.
Look, you got to come up with something better than this. You
well,
really have.
I took the liberty of writing a few new lyrics
Thank
for the
God.
occasion.
Okay,
so
that
turn
sounds
your
good.
paper over.
Oh, there's another side?
Yeah. Your
Okay.
part's highlighted in pink.
Okay. Thanks, Jess. Oh, wait, I have to start it, huh?
Happy shuls to you.
It's time we're moving on.
And please don't feel blue.
We'll miss you when you're gone.
To remember how you've made all our lives brighter.
We give to you this monogrammed highlighter.
Happy shuls to you. Adios. Bye-bye.
Adios. You know, that means to God in Spanish. That was really very clever, Murray. Sneaking that little bit of religion in there like you did.
Just sing the next verse.
Okay.
Tina. Happy shuls to you. It's time the ties to sever. This day would come, you knew.
Executive director forever ain't forever. Let me do that line again.
Executive director ain't forever.
I got it now.
Tonight we're here to sadly wish you bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 'Cause you had enough of working with our rabbi.
Happy shuls to you. Adios. Bye-bye. All right, everybody, we're going to send off Jessica with a big rousing chorus. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Put your arm
Let's
around
get
the person
Jessica
next
off with
to
the
you.
song that she will always remember.
Put your arm around the person
Everybody.
next to you. Here we go. Happy trails to you. Happy trails. Let us hear you. Until we meet again. Happy trails.
Happy trails to you.
Keep smiling until then.
Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Till we meet again. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Please, everybody, come join us in Raffle Hall for desserts and schmoozing and a good time.
Say goodnight, Murray.
Good night, Murray.